Hello, everyone. Let me, okay, I guess this is fine. I don't like that the camera is blurry when I post these videos, but I don't really know what else to do. I have a Mac. If anyone, I feel like a Mac should have clear videos. I don't understand. Do I need like an app? I don't know, but whatever. If anyone knows how to have a clearer video while using a Mac, please let me know in the comments. But I have a lot to say tonight because a lot has happened since that video I posted 3 weeks ago. And it's almost like I was foreshadowing, once again, your intuition, your higher self intuition, same thing to me. It knows, it knows, it knows. Future, past, and present all happen at the same time. That's why it's only present. So, the last video was kind of speaking to my situation now. Long story short, maybe 2 weeks after that video and 2 weeks ago from now, I went to Miami to do a Kundalini awakening, Kundalini activation class. I still enjoy these type of things. I think I say it all the time, I still do like seeking things. I just enjoy it. I'm going to get a past life regression this Friday. I'll speak about that also. But I went to Miami to go to a Kundalini activation class, which was something to do, and I wanted to just go to the beach. So that was supposed to happen that Saturday. But lo and behold, and I worked from home. Well, at the time I was working from home, and I was able to travel with my laptop and work from remote places. So I went out to Miami that Wednesday and was working as normal. And that Friday evening, working as normal. And my director gets on at like 5 o'clock. And long story short, I got randomly terminated from my job after 1 year. So I said before this that I used to be a flight attendant for several years. And then I quit flight attendant last year because I was just tired. I wanted to sit still and I wanted to work from home. And I found the job that fit what I was looking for. And I was working there for the past a little over a year. And that Friday, out of nowhere, they came on and told me I was let go due to lack of passion for the role, or like enthusiasm. And I'm smiling because it's just like I kind of knew I couldn't fight it because I knew that was coming intuitively. Like I was doing my job, but I wasn't in the enthusiasm and passion that he was looking for. I knew that I wasn't given that, but I was doing my job. So I say all this to say, and I spoke to, I had a one-on-one with Nargis. Dang, I gotta ask her to send me that video because I want to upload it to the YouTube as well. But I had a one-on-one with Nargis, and it was really good because she reminded me also. Eckhart Tolle said this too. Once your frequency, or whatever word you want to use for it, hits a certain level, the cord is severed on certain things in your life, whether it's people, jobs, whatever. It's life cuts it because you and that thing don't align anymore. And I would be listening to non-duality and spirituality and going for walks in nature on my lunch break throughout this whole year, just spiritually growing so much while working. But you can clearly tell my soul was called to this type of stuff. And that was really just a corporate 9 to 5. And nothing wrong with it. It served its purpose. Like I said, I needed to really spiritually grow. I needed to sit still so I could grow and listen to these things and have my own understanding. I needed to be in my own space. For the past year, as a flight attendant, I was around hundreds of people all the time. So I got what I needed. And when I was getting terminated, it was like I was like, as they were saying the words, it like. And I don't have like out of body experiences and stuff like that, but in that moment, like it was just kind of like I was going in and out, like it was just kind of blurry. Like it was kind of like I knew what was happening, and I knew it was coming, but the fact that it was happening was like, oh, like I had knew also at the same time that the universe was ready for me to open up a new chapter. And I knew intuitively that this all was coming to this point. Like, I don't know where my life is going. I don't know. I know what my interests are and stuff like that. But I knew the coasting and the just listening and the seeking and the reservedness was going to hit a point where the universe was like, this is done for you. You need to take action. You have grown enough and you need to take action. This is it. You need to be out here in this world taking action on your life in whatever way that shows up. So, and there were so many things. I've said it a million times on here. I stopped drinking, and that in itself has been liberation for me. That has been the energetic shift and the liberation that I needed. Because if this would have happened last year while I was trying to stop drinking and trying to quit flight attending and just in a whirlwind of anxiety before I even found non-duality, I would have had a nervous breakdown if I would have got fired at that point. So the fact that I have grown so much in this past year, I knew it was only a matter of time before the universe or consciousness, whatever you want to call it, God, non-duality, oneness, present moment. Before the present moment was like, this is it for you. Here, let's start taking the next step. Let's start spreading. Let's start going, being out here. So, yeah. I know I said a lot, so I'm trying to slow down. I talk really fast, so slow down. With that being said, I also, within that time frame, maybe last weekend, I heard like a whooshing in my left ear. And I've always heard this sound, but it wasn't as prominent. And I think because I stopped working, I had the time to really sit and like Google and look up what was going on. And come to find out, I have a condition called pulsatile tinnitus, or pulsatile tinnitus, however you guys want to pronounce it. And it's not painful, but there's a constant whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Like I can hear like the blood flow or my heartbeat, basically. That's what it sounds like. It's called whooshing. You can look it up. So that has surfaced as well. And come to find out, the only real cure for that is surgery. And I've never had surgery before. I've never had to have surgery. I've been lucky. I've had grace with that part of my life. So wow, I have no job. So health insurance is on its last couple of days here until the end of this month. And I say all this to say, I can say this with a smile on my face because I have never felt more present and liberated in my life. Like, just thinking about how I would have been last year or any other time in my life if this all happened at once, I would have had a nervous breakdown. I know it for a fact. I would have had a nervous breakdown and would have had to go into a mental institution for like a couple weeks. So, but now I've never felt more present. Like, of course, when I found out what this was in my ear, I had like an anxiety attack that night because I couldn't sleep because it was in my awareness now. Like I knew what it was. I couldn't ignore the whooshing. So I say it to say like I still had anxiety and everything around it, but day by day, things are like leveling out. Like it's almost like everything that needs to come to surface needs to come to surface. And I'm someone that's very attached to my body. I think I'm a body, in other words. I think I'm a body, and we know that we are not anything. We're not localized. We think we're bodies, but we're not really anything. We're everywhere. We're everywhere, and we're nothing at the same time. So I think I'm a body 1,000%, meaning I'm very attached to it. So the thought of having to something going wrong with my body has always been really scary to me because I don't like pain and just losing function or anything like that. So, or discomfort. I don't like discomfort. So the fact that I'm able to be present with this and just look for little solutions and find ways to kind of move through this is really been amazing to witness. I'm and I feel like people are watching, like my family members are kind of watching how I'm handling this process. It's almost like everything that I've been going through has prepared me for right now. And it's amazing to kind of witness, like, because I'm sure I can tell they have anxiety about my situation. And I know them watching me is just like, well, damn, if she not anxious, then why the hell am I anxious? So it's kind of healing everybody. um, yeah. Whew. Wild ride. Wild ride. What the day to day looks like at this point. It's only been 2 weeks, but when I tell you life has completely kicked in, like long story short, me and my family were supposed to go to Florida Universal Studios last week. So I got fired on like September 16th. I had a vacation coming up September 26th. So just to sum up how this how life is kind of just doing its thing and kind of guiding me without me having to really plan or anything like that. But fired on 9/16, 9/18. I came back from Miami, and I immediately knew to make a LLC called soberconvos.com, and the website is up, and you guys can see the link, and it should be in the description, where if anybody that's having trouble drinking and wants to stop, you can book a conversation with me, and I can tell you, it's literally a conversation. I can tell you like what tips and tricks that I've used without having to go to AA, and yeah, just what worked for me, and I can hopefully share that with you and see if that works. It'll be free for now, but I'm going to start charging eventually. But I started a business. Like I basically and I'm not a business savvy person. So long story short, I got fired that Friday. Monday, this business like exploded out of me because I knew I had this skill that I knew eventually I wanted to share. Then, so that whole week I ended up working on this like business while still applying for jobs. But I'm not like obsessively applying for jobs like I would have been. It's just kind of like, oh, I'll apply for a job today. Okay, I applied for one job today. Okay, back to what I want to do. Do I want to go to yoga? Do I want to watch TV? I have savings. Just, and I'm not rich or anything like that. I'm prepared. Like, that's the thing. We are always taken care of. We're more taken care of than the mind wants us to believe, like, or not believe. My personality is someone that saves money. Like, that's just what I do. I don't save a lot of money, but I save a good amount of money because I like to be just prepared. I'm a only child, very independent, so that's a part of my upbringing. So this would happen. I'm prepared to handle it, and I have support. I have a mother, so yeah. So anyway, created a business that is now blossoming. We'll see where that goes. I was supposed to go to Florida to Universal Studios with my family, so I knew like, okay, you're going to Florida, so if anything, you'll have something to do next week. A hurricane came, and we had to basically move the Florida trip to the following week, which would be next week, which then gave me time to go, okay, well, you're going to be home, and you don't want to sit here and focus on your ear. Like, you can be present, but at this point, like, you're kind of being scared to look, because I had to acknowledge that part of myself, that shadow part. I'm afraid of success, like, or like working hard. So, but this gift, this pulsatile tinnitus, which is a gift, is forcing me to be like, okay, you can focus on the sound in your ear all day, or you can do something productive that you actually enjoy, or just try things out. So the Florida trip got moved. I ended up enrolling in a class for coding to learn how to code. And that's the thing. Once you stop drinking, I'm trying to see the time. Okay. Once you stop drinking, or once you stop doing substances, creativity comes, boredom comes, and then from boredom, creativity happens. And I remember hearing that in this book, the book that got me sober, Annie Grace, This Naked Mind. So I recommend that book to everyone, but yeah, that's what's happening. Creativity is definitely flowing, and I'm definitely just thinking of ways to, I'm not even thinking of ways. It's just like you either do this or you do this. Like it's just very clear and apparent. Like, okay, you stop drinking, so tell other people how to stop drinking. Okay, you don't have anything to do, so look up stuff to do. Like it's like a clear path. It's very, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I have anxiety, and then things are birthed from anxiety. But day by day, um, it's like my child parts are healing through this process. So the anxiety of, or the child part of being rejected from getting fired, that got triggered. I cried. That was my Kundalini activation class, was actually just me crying through the class, which is perfect because I was able to really tap into that childhood wound of rejection. The pulsatile tinnitus that is making me face this belief that I am the body. So I'm just rapidly hitting these childhood wounds, which is it feels like after, once they're acknowledged, there's a sense of liberation after every kind of acknowledgement. Like, oh, whoa, whoa, I moved through that. Whew, oh my God, woo. So this is just a wild ride. And whoever is watching this video, going through anything similar, I commend you, because this is not, it seems very, it's amazing and it's hard at the same time. Like it's horrible and hard and then like amazing. So it can get very just, whew. It's a lot. But yeah. So like I said, I'm kind of just taking the hints from life and my body and myself of what to do next. But I'm fully present in every activity that I'm doing. Like, I'm in a grocery store, I'm fully present, just like picking out groceries. I'm not really thinking about, I should be searching for jobs, or do I have enough money? I'm kind of like overspending, to be honest, but am I? You do what you do when you do it. So, I leave the grocery store and then I walk out. I start to make my walk home, and like yesterday that happened, and I seen like there's this art festival going on in my city. I would have never even realized that like months ago. I would have just been in my mind. So I stopped, like, oh, there's an art festival. Let me go see the art. And I spent like an hour like looking at like the cool art kind of planted throughout the city. Came home, did some coding. Would have never even looked into coding. Would have never. I would have had so many limiting beliefs a couple of months ago. And went to sleep with my ear whooshing. Took some medication, some sleep medication. And yeah. And I'm hoping to kind of just graduate from that too. I think because it's new and it's like shocking to my body. I'm like, like my body's just like, how do we sleep with this? But like I said, day by day, it's just, I'm like, okay, this is the next thing to do. I got injections in my neck and my jaw today to like help with it. So that's like some alternative like healing practices that I'm trying. But I gotta get surgery. I'm thankful that there is a surgery out there for this. Some things are not diagnosed at all or just uncurable. So if that has to happen, so be it. Yeah. I tried to meditate. Well, I did meditate like before this video because I knew I was going to be ramped up because it was so much to say. So hopefully this didn't come out like too jumbled. But this journey. The plan is to cut my locks. I'm cutting my hair next week, so this will probably be the last video that you all see me with these locks. I used to have a short haircut, so I'm going back to a short haircut next week. Like I said, when it's time to make moves, it's time to make moves in your life, and you aren't the doer. You aren't doing it. That is consciousness ready to birth something new. You have prepared yourself enough for the next step to happen. And it's going to be painful at first, but the liberation that is coming with it is like, oh my gosh. Ooh, ooh. And I'm so happy that I have learned this and I don't have to take credit for it. Like I can just be like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. Everything came together for this to happen and this to come through me. So get out the way. Get out the way and let consciousness do its thing, because it just wants to birth something new. Consciousness loves creation, loves new creation, new unique creation. So that is it. Have a good night.